Mic check, mic check, mic check. It's your captains in the building. It's Mind Control Monday. Hopefully everybody had a really dope, blessed weekend. To the right of me, I got...
We got Kayla Wishar. What's up, what's up?
With the lips popping. To the left of me, I got...
It's your girl, Nisha Michelet. What's happening?
And today, ladies and gentlemen and theys, whatever your preferred pronouns are.
Theys and thems.
Theys and thems, honey. We have a topic today that's really going to hit home. I want to make it sound so deep. I want to make it sound so just prolific. Because, baby, it's just reality. Today's topic, let me get a drum roll, please. Girl code and boy code and bro code. These are some codes that are sometimes broken. And sometimes broken not even unbeknownst to yourself. Nisha, break down the girl code for us.
Okay, so I just went ahead and Googled a girl code list. I figured it would give me some general, just code of ethics as far as the girl code goes.
Code of ethics, okay.
And these are like unwritten rules that...
Yeah, they're basically like unwritten rules that you kind of like dictate your friendships, your relationships in general.
Okay.
Standards that you hold yourself to, but they are quote unquote unwritten. So that's why I feel like sometimes it can get a little skewed. Sometimes
the lines can be blurred.
They can.
Like
some people's version of girl code may be a little bit different.
Right.
And, vice versa with bro code. So yeah. And, not everybody abides by these rules. So.
All right. So Nisha got girl code and I'm going to do the bro code.
Okay. Right. So here we go. Don't hate on girls you don't know. I like that one.
Yeah. That's fair.
I feel like that's fair.
Even though it's not surreal, but it's fair.
It's not realistic, but
it's,
it's a fair way to conduct yourself for sure. Be honest when your girlfriend asks you how she looks.
Yeah.
Some of y'all don't be honest.
I know.
You got your friends out here.
Like, how you let your friend walk outside like looking like, whatever, and then you...
Yeah.
bougie up. Like what? Like,
but I also feel like some people have like a hard time with that, like being honest about.
Because it's like you don't want to tell your friend.
You don't want to hurt their feelings. And some people get their feelings hurt.
But there's a nice way to do it.
Yeah, there's a nice way to go about it.
There's a graceful way, but if you look in a mess, ain't no need. Then we got time for grace, baby. What else we got?
Rescue any girl you see getting hit on by a creep.
I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's across the board.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't do creeps.
Yeah, don't. And then I feel like it goes both ways for like men and women.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, if you see a girl,
say something.
Stressed out.
Say something.
Okay, what else we got?
Exes, siblings, and close friends are off limits unless you get permission.
2 slow snaps.
Y'all, so do we agree, disagree?
Can we get to the other code first? I'm nervous.
Okay, I'll keep going down
I
the
feel
list
like that's
and we'll
the
expand.
same for bro code too. Like
it is.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
Yep.
I'm not saying it's okay.
And it just says siblings, so I'm just like, because
What?
I've had like cousin situations, so I'm like, does that exclude
That is
cousins?
true. That is true.
Does that exclude cousins?
That's why I said like, you can't do that. Like family, like.
Like
I
okay,
can
like
see I can see my sister or my brother. I can see that. I can see how I would feel weird about my friend dating my sister. But my cousin
and not saying anything about it.
I think it's when you don't say anything or you try
That's
to keep it on the low.
That's what makes it weird.
Yeah, that's what makes it weird.
Yeah, because I've had a situation where I had a friend who was dating a cousin of another friend of mine, and I knew about it. But this friend is not just any. This friend is not just any friend. She's one of my closest friends. Both of them are like, I'm really close to both of them. And one is dating a cousin of the other friend. And I know, but you're not telling.
This
I'm
is
like,
a whole nother topic right here.
We're going to have to expand on that.
That's some chisme right there.
That's why we're going to have to expand on that one. Okay, so I'll like finish the rest of these.
Okay.
Let's see. Don't share secrets.
Okay.
I feel like that kind of goes without saying. If I tell you something's a secret, goes without saying.
You see, everybody just got quiet. Yeah. Because every now and then you do need a confidant, right?
Yeah.
But you can't have everybody be your confidant because if the relationship goes south, the first thing your girl is going to do is to tell everybody your business.
Right.
And I've seen that firsthand. Not really me. It could be me. Hell, I wouldn't know. But I've seen it amongst friends. I've seen it amongst family. to where as soon as they part ways, it's, girl, let me tell you about so-and-so.
Yeah.
So I would say take
like
everything to the Lord in prayer, because at this point.
But I feel like if you know your friend run her mouth a lot,
yeah,
you know what not to tell them.
Yeah.
Like.
But see, as a therapist, that's what journaling is for, right? Journal and write it in your inner thoughts. Put it in a journal and then lock it.
Right.
What else we got?
Talk to God. Don't let a guy get between you and your friend.
2 quick snaps. Are we going?
We
visit
it. That was the last one, so yeah, we can go ahead and touch on that.
And before we get to him, I'm going to say why that's important, and I think whether it's male or female or preferred pronoun, is we have to be very cognizant of wedges. And sometimes there are certain things that come in between relationships just to demolish them. And so I believe we have to have this awareness of different triggers, and different tools that come to break up friendships and to break us at this point now. And it's really hard to have longevity in friendships.
It is. And even in breaking down the girl code, the bro code, sometimes you'll have friendships where the girl is like all about the dudes, or the dude is all about, he's a girlfriend guy. They'll call him a girlfriend guy.
You just kind of blow off your friends.
Yeah,
for your
like there
relationship.
are friends like that who will blow off their friends for the sake of like being in relationships.
But y'all know, in the beginning stages, when you all boot up, you start being MIA, right?
I mean, true, but I feel like to go as far as like blowing off your friend, like your friends were there before old boy and old girl got there. So like to blow off your whole crew.
Or even like your significant other not really
messing with your friends like that.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
like, I don't really want to hang out with them.
Or you have to be aware of them blending in too much.
Blending into, because they cross.
Okay,
they cross those boundaries.
Okay, so how do you control that? Because it's like you want your friends to like.
Yeah, you do.
So it's like you gotta bring them around, but I think
at this
you
point,
can't control how
you can't. But
there
should be internal boundaries.
I just saw like a TikTok scenario about this.
I love these young people.
TikTok got everything.
So, yes.
Talk to me.
So it's literally 2 friends, right? They're girls, 2 friends. And I think this is what gave me the idea for this topic. It was 2 friends that were girls.
Okay.
And one of the girls likes this guy, and then she starts dating him. And then the other friend starts moving a little funny. She starts like posting like thirst traps on her close friends, and she added the boyfriend.
What's a thirst trap?
A provocative photo.
You know, when you sit on the bathroom seat with the booty cheek out, you know, you showing a little, but not all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, when I gotta go to the bathroom.
Or when the dudes post the sweatpants, you know.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay.
But she trifling because she added her friends.
Yeah, she added her friends' men to her close friends and posted a thirst trap.
That's another thing.
That's messy.
Should you even be social media peers?
Right.
Yeah.
So I have friends who have actually asked me, like, when I'm dating somebody, they're like, hey, like so and so is trying to follow me. Like, is it okay? Do you mind if we like follow each other on social? Like, even asked me, and I felt like just you asking if it's okay lets me know that like. How you conduct yourself.
But I think maturity in relationships will bring that to the surface. But when you start to see stuff like that, I think internally, not that you should throw up a red flag, but there should be like this in you to make you have to move differently, or even have a conversation with your peer and be like, girl, why are you and I always say Johnny, but why are you and Sam social media peers?
Yeah.
Why are you guys friends? But not doing it to the point to where you're jealous, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of girls, unfortunately, this sucks, but a lot of girls can give a lot of like pick me energy and just be like very attention seeking and like move to the point where it almost seems like I feel like they know what they're doing at the end of the day.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
She knew exactly what she was doing. But you also have to
realize that I think in today's young dating world, that you should, to me, move privately until you're ready to bring this person out.
Yeah.
And I think we've gotten away from secrecy about our dating, that we want to show the world that I'm boot up. And we want to show everybody and post everything. But
I feel like a lot of women in my age bracket have like taken to conducting their selves like that, just based on past experiences. Like,
because it's almost like a behind the scenes test. You kind of want to do a few interviews just to see. And then also too, while you're liking, subscribing, and sharing this, you have to realize even the people closest to you don't really want to see you boot up, because that means that they have to share you now, right?
Yeah.
So I would say too, then you make the person that you're dating, make them earn that. You just don't be so quick to put them out there, and because as soon as y'all break up, that's exactly what people are looking for, is what happened to this person and what happened to that person. Not that you have to move and be so private to where you're being secretive to your girl, but you also want to make sure that you're using wisdom and how you move, because too quick will get your boo snatched up.
Don't get him snatched.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Chloe and Tristan.
let's get into bro code. I mean, I'm looking at my list and it's
My gay
similar.
self, I'm on both sides. Hey,
It's similar codes.
your phone's nice.
Thank you. I need to
Okay.
put a case on it, child, before I drop it.
It's all shiny.
Let me try to find one that she didn't mention, because it's weird for us. 'Cause
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
we're attracted
'Cause
to
we're
the
both
same
in the same
You
gender.
guys are
Right.
into
So it's
the
like,
same-sex relations.
'cause
Right.
what do you call those girls that's like a girl's girl? Like, I'm kind of like a girl's girl, and because I'm gay, I've gotten most of my support from females. So like, I just really ride for my girls, and I don't care. But also, I'm starting to collect more male friends.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I've never had that. I've never had like male friends, especially like straight male friends. So now I'm like, okay, this is my homeboy, and I don't want to like snitch on him. So it's like,
But I think at this point now, and if you feel like you got to snitch on somebody, then we have to question what type of friend that is.
exactly. That's why. How
Right.
deep does bro code go? How deep does girl code go?
Now there are some codes. Shout out to the trip to Miami Pride one year, but there are some codes that shouldn't be. But if you see your girl or you see your boy moving a certain way that you know really goes against everything that y'all really stand for, that's a reflection of you. You know, but I think if it's, you got a little lap dance here, Miles, you got a little shake here and there, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you see, ultimate betrayal, that's when something in your integrity should come out and be like, hey, wait a minute. Like when all this stuff was happening to the celebrities and nobody was saying anything,
Right.
there's a bro code, and then there's just a civil humanity code,
Right.
to where you go, that's not okay.
That's just not okay.
That's just not okay. So I think there's a very fine line of a gray area of what's bro code and what's just human integrity.
So
What you
one of
got?
them says, don't let him do something too stupid.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true. I think if y'all seen the movie, what is it, Hangover?
Yeah.
That couldn't get no more bro code than what it was.
Don't have your boy out here looking
right,
dumb.
right, right.
Don't let him do nothing dumb.
What else you got?
If you think his partner is cheating on him, tell him. So if his girl is cheating on him, you gotta tell him.
So
Or if you see his girl out with another dude,
y'all be coming to people as a man and coming to them as a woman and telling them, and then especially if it's like your friend,
If
like
it's somebody that you really fuck with, I think that you should have that relationship. Like Amanda will pull my card in a heartbeat. We was somewhere and I had a little bit too many, and Amanda's like, it's time to go. You see
but
what
there
I'm
are
saying?
degrees of separation, because like there's one thing if your friend is the cheater or like a family member is the cheater, but what if it's just some information that you happen to be privy to with people that you know, but you're not like,
you're not for sure like.
That is true. Shout out to our boss. That is true. But I think
I've had situations where it was like people that I knew, and they were related to the person that I know, and I knew that the person that
That's
they were
different
related.
then.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because if you don't say anything, my thing is you're just writing this off, this behavior to be acceptable.
yes, exact. That's exact. I felt in my conscience, I was like, I can't like.
That's all it is.
I was like, I can't know of this and like sleep at night.
But
personally,
that's when you know you have good peers.
Yeah.
That's when you know you have good friends.
See, the thing that I don't like about bro code is
like
dudes be trying to cover up for each other.
They try
that's one
and,
thing
like,
I'm not
cover
gonna
up
do.
their-
Like if if I know you and your girl together, y'all been together for some time.
Especially if I like her.
Yeah, if I like her and y'all been good.
Y'all remember that Kevin Hart skit where he was talking about, he was like, nigga, help me. Cause
right. Or even just his real life. Shout out to him, no pun.
But he said in his friendships, his friend needs to cover for him. Like that's the type of friendships that he kind of maintains. Is like, if I'm doing some nefarious shit, like you need to cover for me, basically.
So first off, I don't have male friends that are fuck boy or has like fuck boy energy. So if I see my dude like doing some fuck boy shit, I'm gonna tell him like, bro.
Yeah.
But if I know he going through his little hoe phase, I'm gonna be like, okay.
Because we've all been there, right?
Yeah, everybody go through their hoe phase.
But so I also look at our boss like, no, I haven't.
I'm not finna cock block, but
and my whole thing is like, don't bring the people like if you have someone who you're like, you know, dealing with on a regular basis, but you're like messing around with it, like don't bring any of them around me. Like don't make me privy to your activity. Like,
but I think for me now that I am maturing, there are seasons where something in your gut just goes, I can't continue to move like this.
Yeah.
Because what we don't realize, I don't care what your religious aspect is or what you believe, karma never expires. No. And you don't want that karma to bleed itself onto you because you refuse to be integral. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not trying to say you have to be an informant. I'm not trying to say you have to be a snitch. I'm just trying to say if you really want successful peerships and relationships, there has to be a sense and a round of accountability.
Mm-hmm. Yep, one said so.
And growth. You have to grow out of that at some point.
I'm going through the list still. It says hold each other accountable.
That's
hold
it.
Each other accountable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like if I could tell you look great and, oh, girl, that outfit is it, or girl, that outfit ain't it, but I can't tell you how you're moving is not it, then that means that there's something in our homeostasis is off. Something within our relationship is off. And we've gotten to the point to where we've enmeshed our boundaries.
Yeah.
And we've crossed those lines. And accountability should be across the board. So I feel like if I could tell you about your fashion sense, but I can't tell you about your integrity, then that's a reflection of what type of peers that I'm fucking with.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to say we're all going to be perfect because we've all had our season, including Charlie. We've all had our seasons. I went through a very equal opportunity employer phase. Don't judge me. But I think now in my 40s, it's just something different about me now that I want to move differently.
Okay, on that note, let's explore some of these scenarios.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about maintaining friendships after breakups? Meaning, and when you were together, you had maybe mutual friends. Maybe you had mutual friends, or you had friends that you met through the relationship. Maybe they were one of the partner's friends and not the other, but you know they met and then they hit it off.
Sneaking a bite?
Say something.
I could just hear the napkin all balling up in the corner.
Let me sneak a bite.
It sounds good though. I think when you, this is a hard one, ladies and gentlemen.
It is because it starts coming down to like loyalty, and it really is just about how like the person feels, the person who's affected by it, and then like the scenario too. Because what if it was like a cheating situation? The breakup was due to cheating. Because look at like the Kardashians. While we're trying to figure this out,
like and subscribe and share this, and share this to one of your homegirls. Say y'all.
Like it's what you said earlier. It really depends on the maturity of y'all's relationship.
Yeah. It has to be, and the maturity, it doesn't really have to be the respect level. It could be the tenure of it. How long have you guys been in a rapport? There are some peerships who have been married for 10, 15, 20 years, and you've been amongst that group of people for so long, but you still have to have something within your own gut to say and set those boundaries.
Yeah.
But it's just hard just when a couple breaks up and y'all been connected for so long, it's really hard not to want to hang out. But there's just this unspoken code.
Like pick a side.
That's why I say in today's society, you can't let everybody into your relationship.
Yeah.
Because if y'all part ways, you're parting ways. Everybody parts ways. I've been there on multiple occasions, and I remember looking up, and hopefully they watching, and these peers were, every time I looked up, they was double tapping this person's picture. Well, bypass me. What I was doing, I'm over here doing splits and exercise. And they would see this person and I would see their name double tap and I'd go, but these are my goons.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But see, I think it's just a very gray area.
Yeah, because people be moving funny, and that's like a subtle dig, right? That's something
really
that
is.
You can't really call directly. But listen, I call a spade, whether it's passive aggressive or not. Like that's just you're moving funny. Like at the end of the day.
And I feel like if I'm friends with Caleb and y'all got together, they're cousins. And this is my friend first, and she came a part of the package deal. You're an in-law. You're always going to be family, right? But I just think my loyalty has to lie with my goon.
With the one you rocked with.
It has to
day
be
one.
the day one.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean that I don't love you. It just means that to keep this copacetic.
And loyalty being what it is. Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, sometimes you may have to let both of them go.
Depending on the situation.
Well, I don't know. I was in a situation where I was friends with both.
Right.
So these two, where they were in a relationship, I was friends with the both of them. And it's like, you have friends for different reasons.
Right.
I was friends with them for different reasons.
That is true.
But I was friends with my homeboy longer than I was friends with her. But I was like, I didn't want to just cut her off completely, and that's what he expected me to do. But I was like, that's my friend though. Like,
that's the thing. There's an expectation that if you part ways with the person, that they want you to actually part ways. And so they give out these severance letters and say, 2 weeks notice, Fantasia, that you have to literally, if I break up with him, you have to break up with him too. But I just think at the end of the day, you get to the point to where something in your gut just goes, what am I going to do? And those shouldn't just be your only friends.
Yeah, and so that's what I was telling him. I was like, I just don't think it's fair that you asking me to do that. But I understand why. Like, I didn't just want to like disregard his feelings. Like, I understand why he would want me to cut all ties with her. But, but I was just like, me personally, I don't have an issue with her. That was y'all's like thing. Like, I tried to stay out of y'all's relationship because I knew this was probably going to happen.
But outside of that, say if y'all went to lunch, what really would y'all have to talk about besides him?
Right.
True.
And if y'all got anything else to talk about besides him, that's a problem.
I mean, yeah, we can just talk about him.
No, but I'm saying if y'all got so much chit chat.
Yeah, if your friendship originally started with him, but you're close enough to her to where you can maintain like, lunch dates and like that kind of thing. Maybe that is an indicator of maybe like a lack of boundaries, getting a little too close.
And it shouldn't be long term.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be long term. But that's one of those girl code, bro codes that are very gray area.
Yeah.
So I think, again, there has to be a sense of discernment within you to know how to move. And sometimes you might have to separate yourself from both parties until it's time to rekindle. Just because you don't want to affect the relationships that you have with either one of them. Exactly. The next one that I see is
dating your friend's exes.
And this one ain't gonna make it no doggone better.
Dating your friend's ex
without permission. I guess how the initial code was worded was an ex, a sibling, or what was the other thing it said? Ex sibling or
like cousin, family.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now.
Let me just...
Exes, siblings, and close friends are off limits unless you get permission.
And even with permission, I mean, hell, I can
like
have...
if you got to get permission, you already know. Like, girl, nah.
I was telling them earlier, viewers, as you're listening to this, a story when I've always been gay, right? But when I originally came out, I was probably about 18, 19. And I used to have a lot of boyfriends. Just because I like stuff. But if you're watching this and we used to be an item, I still love you. I remember one of my yesterdays asking me when they found out that I came out, they said, Nita, well, since you're gay now, can I date Sammy? And I remember just looking. So if you ask me, that means, right on, Charlie. That means if you ask me, that means that you've been feeling this person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So I was kind of like,
You've been looking at
what
my
do
nigga.
I say? Because I've been gay even when I was with him. But at the same time, it's like you out of pocket for that. That means that you've been feeling
You've been
him.
looking at my nigga.
It's not necessarily about like your feelings for quote unquote guy. It's more so about the feeling of the way your friend is conducting themselves. Like this how you move?
But there are some people in your circle or in your family that you ain't about to introduce nobody to them. So you have to make that decision.
Another thing that I think about is like, okay, I was this way with this person intimately. Now my friend is gonna be this
If
way
I find out
with-
she throwing it back with somebody, I
don't know.
I'm just keeping it a bill.
I can't.
These are the areas, viewers, as you're watching this and sharing this with your girls and you're drinking your morning coffee, that you go, girl, wait a minute, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Right.
And like
It
I
make
was
you think
like I
about your
touched on
friendships.
earlier with the whole cousin situation. Like I have two friends and like I'm in the middle. One friend is dating a family member of another friend and not telling the friend, my other friend, but I'm in the now I know you're dating the cousin and that you're not telling the other friend.
And then if something happens, then they go, you're raggedy ass.
Right.
You're not about to make me
you knew
look
they was
like,
raggedy before y'all got together.
No, you're not about to make me look bad as a friend.
But you also have to be aware of trying to hook people up too.
Yeah.
Of not even just dating your friend's ex. In my early 20s, I'm telling on myself today. I did snatch somebody from somebody.
Oh, you was Mr. Stilio.
I was. I used to be a hot mess. It wasn't until
This is still your girl.
Oh, I was bad. But it was just one of those like your trash became my treasure. But then that treasure turned into a heartache. So this is me. That's why I said karma does not expire. It may seem like it's a green light thing to do in the interim or in the moment, but later on down the line, that's why you never bring sand to the beach. It's already there.
Yeah, I do think that like when a person gets insider information on a relationship, like that things aren't going well and stuff like that, they like to try and use that as an excuse if they like to like swoop in like, well, y'all relationship wasn't good anyway or that type of thing, which is, I mean, but that's not your friend.
Look at me.
That's not.
I was in my 20s
That's
and
not true.
I saw the way that Shorty was moving, and she looked at me, I looked at her, and then
Hey, I mean, the way you get them is how you lose them. So.
that is so true.
Oh
though.
my gosh.
That is so true.
How you
but
get
you
them
don't
is how you lose them.
You don't think
How you
about
get
that.
'em
So if
is
you
how you
guys
lose
are in
them.
your dating realm, even the young people, if you're watching this, and you know that this person has dated multiple people at your school or dating in the church, that's a whole nother conversation. Just be very cautious because how they were with them doesn't just disappear.
Yeah.
That's a part of their innate character.
Right.
That's who they are.
That's true.
But you also have to realize that there are how many billions of people in this world?
Like 7.
Like 7 or 8 billion
Plenty of
people.
fish in the sea, so
plenty
leave mine
of
alone.
fish.
Yeah.
And if you vegan, there's so many other plants in the world.
Leave my fish alone.
Right. Leave my plants alone that you can go out and create your own foundation and create your own experience. But I also believe too, when you do that, you almost break up other relationships and peerships too. I did watch this friendship break apart, even though it was time. I still, as I matured, I thought about it and I was like, oh, Nita, that wasn't cool. Because I would hate for somebody to do that to me. So as you're watching this, as we're dating, we're talking about girl code, we're talking about bro code. It's cool in the moment until that happens to you.
Yeah.
So I want us to make sure that there is an awareness as we're dating. There's an awareness as we're going out with peers, and it's cool in the moment to cover up for your boy or to cover up for your girl. But when that hits home, it don't feel too good.
Yeah.
And so having awareness, like
Just
I
treat
said,
others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
and then having
comes down
awareness
to.
of how you're treating others, so that way you won't be treated like that in return.
Yes.
Because karma is a bitch.
And she does not expire. So like I said, like, share,
Comment.
comment
Yes.
on
Subscribe.
this and give us some feedback as to how this really hit home to you, because these are a lot of topics that people don't talk about. So again,
Takeaways.
I am taking away making sure that I maintain boundaries and keep my private. If you want to know, you'll know because I told you.
Right.
But other than that, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is.
I'll take that as a takeaway.
Yeah, that's my takeaway.
Don't you know no good? What's your takeaway?
I think that my takeaway is going to be just know yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, know the way that you want to move and conduct yourself, and then seek that out in your peerships. Coach calls them.
Also, evaluate your friendships.
Yeah, assess your circle. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we did.
Shameless plug, that episode drops.
That episode was fire. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your captain. To the right of me, I got
Caleb Rashad.
And then to the left of me, I got
Nisha Mishley.
Y'all make sure you like, share, subscribe to Snaps. We out of here.
Bye.